Un célebre actor estadounidense participó de la manifestación de oración de la Coalición por los Sacerdotes Cancelados en Chicago, donde denunció a cierto sector de la Iglesia Católica que no cumple con las normas tradicionales establecidas. Se trata del célebre actor Mel Gibson, que según destacó el sitio web LifeSite News el 10 de septiembre, mencionó la existencia de sacerdotes en la iglesia que no defienden la auténtica enseñanza y habló de una iglesia, según sus palabras, paralela y falsa, dedicada a eclipsar a la verdadera Iglesia Católica. Asimismo, se mostró de acuerdo con las consideraciones del arzobispo Carlo María Viganò de que el Vaticano II debería ser desechado por completo. La manifestación organizada por la coalición surgió en respuesta a las irregularidades del cardenal Blaise Zuppich, quien es pro-LGBT. Zuppich permitió que la alcaldesa de Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, una mujer homosexual no católica, recibiera la comunión en una misa funeral el mes pasado. De acuerdo con la doctrina católica, no solo es que los no católicos no pueden recibir la Eucaristía, sino que cualquiera de los fieles en estado de pecado moral y que no se haya confesado y arrepentido de sus pecados, no puede participar de ese sacramento. En esta ocasión, Gibson recordó la persecución que sufren los sacerdotes por denunciar las desviaciones de la Iglesia, manteniéndose fieles a los principios básicos que la fundamentan. En un video pregrabado que envió al evento de la coalición, Gibson expresó, cito textual: "No es difícil de creer que haya ahora tal cosa, como personalmente sé que muchos sacerdotes son cancelados". Y agregó: "No porque hubieran cometido un atropello y se fugaran dejando la escena del crimen, o porque malversaran los fondos de la iglesia robando, o porque cometieran alguna otra atrocidad o crimen. No, en absoluto". Gibson complementó su idea diciendo que son los mismos obispos los que presionan y persiguen a los sacerdotes para que guarden silencio o se vayan, llamando a su sufrimiento un martirio blanco. Estos obispos fueron calificados en el evento como monstruos con nitras por el padre James Altman, quien agregó que la obediencia no es un servilismo ciego. Gibson también se dirigió al Papa Francisco, instándolo a arrepentirse y a tomar en serio los 10 mandamientos como absolutos, ya que fueron escritos en piedra por una razón. Por otro lado, la coalición expresó en su sitio web: "No esperamos ni exigimos la perfección en nadie, pero sí esperamos lo que la Iglesia siempre ha exigido: que el clero reconozca el pecado por lo que es y se resista a la creciente aceptación del pecado en el mundo secular y especialmente dentro de la Iglesia". Asimismo, destaca que en mayo de 2021, 61 obispos estadounidenses se opusieron en voz alta incluso a la discusión de negar el Santísimo Sacramento a los obispos que permitieran la matanza de inocentes no nacidos, incluso hasta el punto de nacer. Y agrega que esos obispos han abandonado uno de los primeros deberes de los sacerdotes y que recuerdan la imagen de un oficial al mando que cuando la batalla se vuelve contra sus tropas, se pasa al enemigo y traiciona a sus hombres.
Hi, there in Chicago, Mel here. The voice crying out from the wilderness of Malibu to lend that voice for your support and encouragement at your rally today. The Coalition for Canceled Priests. I mean, it's not hard to believe that there is now such a thing, as personally I know many priests who have been canceled, but not for the reasons you'd think. I mean, it's not like they did a hit-and-run drive and left the scene of the crime or embezzled church funds, stole the altar wine, or committed some other heinous crime. No, not at all. And who's persecuting them? Well, their own bishops. How's that? Yep. Who are they? Well, they're a pack of men who generally passively sit by and tolerate any kind of nonsense, but if one of their priests utters something that resembles orthodoxy, well, then they spring into action, they reprimand him, and they bully him and do their best to cancel him. And they succeed. They drum him out of the service, you know. Off he goes. I'm really sorry about that. That's a grave injustice, and it's kind of white martyrdom. And it's nothing new. It really isn't. It's nothing new. And it's a symptom. It's a symptom of a very deep sickness that afflicts the church. It did not happen overnight. If anyone's familiar with the missives of Archbishop Vigano, he says that the seeds of erosion of the church were sown with the reforms of Vatican II, and I agree with him. He suggests even that we scrap the whole thing and go back and do it the way it was before. And it was a pastoral council after all. I mean, there was nothing wrong. It didn't need to be fixed. They were doing pretty well. At any rate, and I've had my own run-in with the bishops. I mean, who are they? Well, I remember when I directed The Passion, I went to the USCCB to get support for the film. And those men couldn't get away from me fast enough. And all but a few of them turned their back on me. And it was pretty telling about who they were. A pretty insipid bunch. And it doesn't look like anything's changed. Geez, I remember back in the 70s, old priests, good priests, who were bullied and persecuted by their bishops. There was a rash of it back then also, and it was because they wanted to maintain what it was that they were ordained to do. They didn't want to go along with the new liturgy and the reforms of Vatican II, and so that they were really heavily leaned on. It was never abrogated, the old Mass, never, and it still hasn't been. You can't. It's protected by quo primum. But they were bullied and badgered and put in insane asylums, and it was pretty sad to watch. And this kind of thing is now happening again. So, and how are we supposed to know the good guys from the bad guys? Well, we were given a standard by which to judge them. By their fruits, you'll know them. By their fruits. Anybody seen any good fruit lately? It's tough. And look, I'm a pretty sinful guy. I mean, I'm as venal as the next guy. But I know the difference between a shepherd and a hireling. And I think that the vast majority of these bishops are just a bunch of hirelings. And my question is, who's hiring them? I don't think it's Jesus. I think you need to look at the whole institution. And, I'll quote Archbishop Vigano again in saying that he believes that there was a parallel counterfeit church set up to eclipse the real one. He's suggesting usurpation or an inside job. It seems that way. Anyway, of course we know the gates of hell will not prevail against it. The victory is God's, not ours. And it will flourish if we keep it in our hearts. It can flourish in our hearts and keep the faith. And that's what's going to happen. That's what I encourage you to do. Again, I'm sorry for your pain, the injustice. I'll definitely throw something in the hat to add my support. And God keep you and God bless you.